Right then, guys, competition announcement. Yeah, who won? What's my favourite vehicle? Well, I'm not gonna let you off so easy, first of all, because I want to tell you a story. Because I love telling stories, and you're gonna like this one. Not a lot, but you're gonna like it. Yeah. So a few years ago, year 2000 onwards, to about 2010, I lived backwards and forwards from the UK to the Ukraine. I lived about 4 years in a post-Soviet state, which is a shithole compared to places like the UK. It's good to go away and it's good to learn somebody's culture rather than just going on holiday and staying in a hotel. You learn so much more about the people, the culture, and how they live and stuff like that. Yeah. So obviously, I'm looking at the vehicles they've got, what people own. Yeah. One of the most interesting one was the Chaika that they made, which was a galvanized body. Now these things are worth money because they're still around. Yeah, it's modeled off an American style vehicle from the 1950s, and these things are really impressive. The Lada didn't last unless they rebuilt them, and you can actually do that over there. You can buy any part you want. You can go into these marketplaces, not shops, not auto shops as such like we know them, but you can go to big arenas, bazaars, and there are rows and rows and rows and rows of guys all selling Lada bits, second-hand and new. You can literally rebuild a Lada from scratch. Yeah, and this is what they did at one time, didn't they? They'd take stuff that was sold in the UK, take it back to wherever they were going in the Soviet states, and rebuild them and use them. And this is how versatile that car is and how robust it is, because it's still being used today. They do make it still. It's called the Zhiguli, which is a lot thinner metal. People don't like it. The older Ladas are heavier, and they're quite impressive actually for where they are in the world. Yeah, I look at it like this. Okay, people had to adapt to the vehicles rather than the vehicles adapting to the people, like they do in our society, where vehicles have ICEs and they have sat-navs and all that fucking electric windows and stuff like that. None of that shit. People had to adapt to it and get on with it, okay, whichever way they did, and they look after their own vehicles, which could be an embarrassment to some people in this country, because if you're a man, you look after a vehicle and you know how to do everything on that vehicle. So that is quite impressive to see that. The trucks, obviously, the Kamaz, for instance, and the Kraz. The Kraz is quite impressive because it's like a scale. It's fucking huge. Yeah. Not as impressive looking as the Oshkosh or something like that, but it has a huge engine, it has a huge pulling capacity, and it was made in the Ukraine, Kramatorsk. The AV on most of the Russian vehicle names means Avtomobil Zavod. Yeah, like you get SAF and you get DAF, Automobil Fabrika. Theirs is Automobil Zavod, which means the same thing. Fabrika is factory, Zavod is factory, so Automobil is automobile factory. Yeah. So they lived a Spartan life, and it's certainly at that time, when you see it, it reflects what the people and how the people lived. They didn't have all this fucking luxury, yeah. Old guys will tell you this, sleeping in the backs of trucks, laying on planks, not having night heaters or air conditioning or anything. That they just fucking lived, yeah, and they just made do with what they got. Now it's all the other way around, and it's making us soft as fuck, yeah. So my all-time favourite vehicle of all time, I've never told anybody except my son, is actually this one here. The connection is my father. He served in the RAF. He joined near to the end of the war in 1943. He served. He was a fitter, a driver, a teacher, eventually tech stuff, and then he ended up fixing a desk until he retired in 1979. Yeah, he's now dead, he's gone, but when I see that vehicle, it always reminds me of him, always, and there's such a deep connection that I wouldn't want to ever forget. So that's the one. Yeah, you'd have never have guessed it, but I'm sharing something about myself with you. Yeah, I do appreciate the times that they used to live in were different. Especially, it has a connection with the ex-Soviet times, because it was so Spartan. They had a lot harder work. They had to adapt to what they had, develop stuff, and the fitters would come up with ideas to be able to make vehicles last longer. things were slower. They were shit compared to what we've got now, but at the same time there was a robustness about it, and I think we've lost that. However, nobody's going to go home empty-handed, because the second choice is not Defender, it's not a Land Rover product, although I do like them. It's not an LDV, but I do see it as a Spartan adaptable vehicle up to a point. Yeah, they do have a soft spot with me. However, it's something nobody would ever guess, because it's this one here. Okay, loved it in the movie. You've seen one in real life, and they're just something, aren't they? They've just got so much character. And although I'll never own one, I like this, and this is my choice. Yeah, it's my second choice. The third one is actually the Lada car. Because I got married in the Ukraine. It's just a symbol of that, yeah? So, this person here has got the closest, and you have won the torch, right? What I need you to do now is, there's a link below this video, contact me on Facebook, and then give me the address, your address, and I will get back to you and send you the torch out. Don't worry, commiserations for everybody else. Everyone's a winner, because you've learned something today, haven't you? Yeah, something that's rather deep and personal to myself. But there will be more competitions on the way in the pipeline. So stay tuned to the Trailer Fitters Toolbox. And if you're interested in fitness technology and all that sort of bollocks that I'm going to take you into, then my other channel as well will be populated over a period of time. Yeah, so the link is below this video as well. So crack on. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye.